Aquarius, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What is good with you? It's time for your October 2025 main monthly reading. So, I know we just did a reading for you guys yesterday, but that was a weekly check-in. This is the main monthly reading. So we're going to focus on some different situations and scenarios than the weekly check-in. If any of you need a personal reading, if you want, you can always go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. I do have a link for that right down here in the description of the video. All right, let's see. Starting this off with singles and the person that you're interested in. This is for those of you interested in somebody specific. And I'm putting the intention into it that you're single. I guess you don't have to be, but being in a relationship and being interested in somebody else is not a very wise place to find yourself in, you know? But whatever, take it how it resonates. What's happening between Aquarius and their love interest universe? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Queen of Wands reversed. Are you starting to kind of lose interest? Not an uncommon message to come through for this particular reading. Hermit reverse, Temperance. All right. Well, you're trying to be patient. You're not you're not abandoning this situation. Trying to be patient. But it kind of feels like whatever you all have had going on, it's just a repeating cycle. So hopefully you haven't been dealing with this person too terribly long. Hopefully. I know I see in my personal readings, people be dealing with a love interest for like a year, 2 years and shit. Whatever though, however long it's been, it kind of seems like the cycle is just going in a loop-de-loop repeat, repeating itself. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Just not taking lift off, not really getting up off the ground. And if anything, it's starting to weigh on you and become more of a burden than a blessing. A lot of codependency energy in here. I really don't want to get into that, so I'm gonna try to avoid that. I don't feel like going down the codependency rabbit hole tonight. But yeah, it honestly doesn't look like a whole lot of much of nothing's happening. I ain't gonna lie. It's starting to affect you though, isn't it? Starting to affect you in ways that you may not be aware. Well, let me put it like this. I think it's starting to show through. I feel like it's starting to show through how this is affecting you. So, all right, let's see how they feel about you. How they feel about you. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Magician. It's a weird card to jump out. Okay, well, this is weird. I don't know. They might. It almost kind of feels like they may have more than one person to choose from. I don't know if they're actually like juggling you and someone else. But it says here that I think they would like to be with you, for real. But there's somebody else that I think hurt them. And maybe they are juggling you and somebody else, but there's some past energy in here. I think there's a whole other karmic tie they're involved in that has nothing to do with you. Some of you may not even know anything about it. But yeah, I mean, they could see themselves with you. They could. But it kind of just seems like there's somebody else that they're a little bit hung up on. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means they're actually seeing someone else or fucking with someone else, or maybe there's a past person. They're just sitting with their fingers crossed, hoping they get back together with them. I don't know. But there's somebody else's energy very, very heavy in here. Very heavy. All right, well, I guess let's just go straight to the advice then. What's the advice? Eight of Pentacles again. 3 shuffle. There's 1, 2. And 3. Chariot reversed. Well, I knew that was going to come out. Don't let it pop off. Don't let it do that. And see, I always feel uneasy about this kind of advice, because I've been telling the other signs, we're finally at that point in the year where the advice is going to start getting very direct and very specific. For some reason, though, I'm giving a little wiggle room with yours. You're like the only sign so far that I've had this much wiggle room. I don't know why. Because maybe, I don't know, maybe some of you haven't been dealing with this person very long. But here's what makes me a little bit uncomfortable about it. You're not going to let go of something until you're ready to let go of it. It's just not going to happen, you know? I don't know. Maybe there isn't any advice here. The only thing that I think I can tell you is that if you let this string on the way it's going, it's going to keep stringing on the way it's going. Maybe this is something that has a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this. Now, remember, I'm not saying you're being tested. I'm saying there's a lesson here. There's a big difference between a lesson and a test. Some of you may have never been through anything like this before. So when it's a new experience that you never had before, it's a lesson. When the universe puts you in a situation that mirrors something you've been through before, that's a test. So the only thing I think I can really say is try to think about it with some common sense, you know, try to look at this from the perspective of, I hate to say common sense. What's another word? I mean, energetic awareness, energetic intelligence. After a certain point, how long should I have to sit around and wait? How long should I have to? If this was the person the universe picked for me, how long should I have to wait? Confused. Set a time frame. Set a time frame. Like a month, 2 months, whatever. And if by the time that time frame passes, you don't have any more clarity on where this situation is going, then cut it off. But even at that, if you're not ready, you're not going to. I think there's a very important lesson in this situation. So I'm going to kind of hold off of the advice for a little bit, because for some reason I think some of you need to learn this lesson and need to experience this. And it be like that sometimes. It just be like that. All right. Let's see what's due to come in next for the singles. Let me grab these super chats. We got Carrie and King Tex. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. What's due to come in for the singles? Whoops. Whoa. There we go. Uh-oh. Death card. Yeah. You know what that means? That means that the next person due to come in is on a completely different vibrational frequency. That's what that means. So you're going through a massive transformation process. And especially those of you who are newly single, you might be on a little solo path for a while. But those of you who have been on a solo path for a while, it's been that way for a reason. Because this is meant to transform you into a different version of you. Because until you become a different version of you, you won't be a vibrational match to the next person due to come in. See? Lover's card, boy. Yeah, so the next soul contract due to come in is a world card. Unlike anything you've dealt with before. And I know that when we say those things, that sounds cute, that sounds cool, it sounds exciting. And for all intents and purposes, it is, but you have to understand that in order to have something you've never had, to experience something you've never experienced, you have to be someone that you've never been. You know? So that's what this whole situation has been about. Whatever it is you've been going through. So, okay. World card, death card, lover's card. A lot of you, it's your person. Your person due to come in. A whole lot of you. Especially those of you who have been, okay, let me try to narrow this down. If you have willingly been on a solo journey, something inside of you is just telling you that I need to just take some time to myself. Even if you have some options available to you, you're making the conscious choice to go on a solo journey, to just kind of withdraw and do your own thing. I think especially for you guys, your person due to come in next. And it's gonna happen right when you completely fucking let it go and forget all about it. That's the hard thing to do. Alrighty. Well, let me just get a general outcome. That's kind of weird when that comes through like that. Let me just get a general outcome for how things are looking. Are you about to be tested? Or is October going to be kind of a lonely month? What's coming in? Okay. Now, I don't know if I'll say you're being tested right away in the month of October, but whatever the situation is, whether you're being tested or not, when you're at that place where your person's about to show up, you become very attractive, energetically. Just energetically. People want to talk to you because when you're in that abundance vibration, something about it, you can walk into a crowded building and everybody feels your energy. People are intrigued by you. You might notice random strangers wanting to spark up conversation with you more often than normal. You know, it just, and if you're an introvert like me, it can get kind of annoying. It's like, why are you talking to me? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. But I think there might be some communication. You might end up communicating with someone. But with the Queen of Swords, it doesn't really look like anything that's sticking. And that's very normal. Actually, that I can think of, I can't really think of anybody that I know who is with their divine life partner that didn't go through this little period where they were turning relationships down left and right. And then, again, right when you completely forget about it, when it's the last thing on your mind, boom, that's when they show up. Boom. Okay. This is kind of a cliffhanger. Here. Let's grab some advice. What advice do we have? Ooh, uh-oh. Don't let nobody play emotional games with you. I don't know who needs to hear that. Well, just try not to lose that abundance frequency. Now, what does that mean? I know that sounds like such a fluffy buzzword. To try to explain what that actually means. The abundance frequency it's a state of being where I don't need anything or anyone. Now, I know that sounds kind of like condescending, and I don't mean it in a condescending way. I mean like, you ever go browsing at the store, plenty of money in your pocket, but you just don't need anything? You ever had that feeling? Got plenty of money, all the bills are paid, pocket full of cash. I just don't need anything. But let's go look around, you know. You know that energy where you're fulfilled, you're content, you know, and there's all kinds of things around you that you could have if you wanted, but I'm like, I'm good. I don't need that right now. It's not condescending like, I don't need you. That's not what I mean. I don't mean that. I mean, I'm content. I'm good. And if you hold that frequency and you maintain that, even when you connect with somebody new, very neutral, very abundant, I don't need a relationship right now. You know, I'll feel you out and see, but you know, I'm good right now. And if you're able to hold that, I don't really know how to explain it. You'll feel a real connection. You'll feel a real fucking connection when you actually meet that one fucking person. It's like unlike anything that you've ever experienced before. It's hard to explain. But when you stay stuck in that abundance frequency, you have a really sensitive bullshit-o-meter. That's one of the side effects of that. Real sensitive bullshit-o-meter. You'll smell bullshit from a mile away. A mile away. If you can just hold that vibration of I'm good, I'm content, I'm satisfied, I'm whole, fulfilled, abundant, and complete, you'll smell any bullshit from a mile away. You'll pass a test with flying colors. You won't even need to sit and think about it. It's weird. It's hard to explain. It's like you can talk to somebody for 5 minutes and get an instant download of the energy that they bring to the table. Instant download. And it's weird. It's like, I can just tell. I can smell it on you. You don't say this to them, but you know, it's like, I can tell that if I bring you into my life, it's going to be drama, arguments, insecurities, accusing me of shit I didn't do, like always fighting and arguing and just drama and bitching and complaining. I'm good. I just get a download of that. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. And then when you meet your fucking person though, it's the most clear feeling of transparency you've ever felt between another person. Completely natural and transparent. And I like to kind of back off when we start getting to that part, because every time you say that, people say, well, that's what I thought I found with my ex. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You don't realize until you find it that you've never felt that before. Because that's what we all say. Well, I thought I could trust that person. I thought I could trust that person. And then when you finally meet that person, where the energy between the two of you is transparent, you realize, no, I really didn't think I could trust that person, did I? You can put your finger on the day that you started talking yourself out of it. You can put a finger on the day your intuition started screaming at you and you made excuses and covered it all up and buried it and lied to yourself, you know? Stay on the path you're on. A lot of you are very close, very, very close. But I'm going to tell you what right now, don't go searching for it. You're never going to find it. You will never find it on your own. Your actual person is the last person you would ever expect. Your person isn't even going to be your type. If you were able to find this person by going and looking for them, you would have found them a long time ago. If your type was the type of person that serves your highest good, you wouldn't have had so many failed relationships. Just allow. That's the hard part. I would have to say that the hardest thing on the spiritual path is allowing. That's the hard part. And even no matter how far down the spiritual path you get, it doesn't get easy. It's hard. So step back and allow, you know? Anyway, I'm going to back off of that now because I'll trail off for fucking an hour on that. Let's see what's happening in the current long-term relationship. Current long-term partner. So if you're not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship, but the two of you are not experiencing any problems, this is not for you. If you're in a happy, healthy, successful relationship, go away. Go enjoy your love life. I don't have nothing for you here. Go have fun. 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Chariot reversed. Okay, spoiler alert for those of you wondering. No, I don't think separation is happening. Now, some of you have already gone on and off with this person, but an ending is being avoided and prevented. But, you know, the first thing that's yelling at me about this spread right here, the only cups I have on the table is the 2 of Cups. And some may argue this, but the way I see it, the 2 of Cups doesn't intrinsically say anything about a love connection or emotions. The 2 of Cups is just 2 people coming together. This could be 2 enemies meeting up to beat each other's asses. Like, it's just 2 people coming together. Other than that, I have no cups. No other cups. No king, queen, ace, page, knight, 10 of Cups. So it looks like a pretty, well, actually it looks pretty tense, to be honest with you. Because we got 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, Queen of Swords reversed. Are you even 100% sure if you're committed to this? Some of you, well, somebody here, I don't know if it's you or them, somebody's going back and forth wondering if they're even committed. And one of you does catch yourself daydreaming about whether or not the grass is greener on the other side somewhere. There's the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay, some of you dealing with a Scorpio. I also have Leo, Taurus, and Cancer. Damn, dog, that's a lot of fixed energy in there. Hopefully y'all ain't dealing with a fixed sign. Okay. Well, moment of truth. T-R-O-O-F, truth. Let's see how they feel about you. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. How do they see you? How do they feel about you? Chariot in the upright. That's weird. Hang on a second. 2 more. Queen of Swords. Okay. Does this? Well, okay. Okay. Never mind. I'm glad I didn't speak on that. I think they're doing the best they can to try to ignore the problem, you know? But deep down inside, they're scared to death that this is going to come crashing down at any given moment. But they're trying to ignore it. You know, they're trying to just forget about it, not think about it, act like everything's cool, act like there's no problems. But deep down, they're afraid this is going to come crashing down. 10 of Cups and Lovers card both reversed. Yeah, they know that there's not really the connection here that there once was. They kind of, what it is I think that freaks them out is they feel a sense of completion. They feel like that the cycle between the two of you is complete. And deep down, they're waiting. They're waiting for this to come crashing down. I don't think they want it to, though. They don't want it to, but they're afraid it will. King of Cups, Queen of Cups. They're under the impression, I think, that y'all are in love. But according to the first spread, it doesn't really look like it. Not really. They don't want to walk away. They don't want you to walk away. Erky derky. Erkly derkly. Well, I don't think an ending is happening, so let's go ahead and grab the advice. Ooh, 2 of Cups reversed. Page of Wands reversed. Ah, okay. All right, well, I think you kind of have a choice here, honestly. First of all, I think a lot of you are dealing with somebody that's not even mature enough to be the person you need them to be. And if somebody's not mature enough, it ain't going to happen. I mean, you just can't expect it to happen. You know, like a first grader is 99% of the time, a first grader is not going to be able to figure out how to do algebra. Every once in a blue moon, you'll see that, but it's very rare. So if you got a first grader here and you're on 12th grade level, what are you going to do? Just accept it, I guess. And again, I'm speaking metaphorically, of course. Metaphorically and energetically, of course. But I mean, honestly, you know, the energy isn't going to repair itself. And so if you're just kind of putting it off and waiting, the energy is going to get a little bit heavier and a little bit heavier and a little bit heavier and a little bit heavier. Day by day by day by day by day. It's like, I know I've used this analogy before, but it reminds me of if you was to take a balloon and put it on a helium tank and just crack the valve, just crack it. Oh, so slightly. And it's blowing up. It's blowing up. Well, right now, y'all are about halfway. It's not even blown up all the way, but it's blowing up. Eventually, it's going to blow. Pow! Eventually. So, whenever this energy is in here, the trust issues and the fear and the nervousness and the doubt, it takes some serious emotional intelligence on both parts to be able to let your guards down and connect at that deep level, you know. And if you're dealing with somebody that's not even really mature enough to know how to let you in at that level, to even know how to process an emotional connection at that level, it's probably not going to be able to happen. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I'm just going to leave it at that. Just take that and do with it what you will. All right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Aquarius family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all